There's a record number of new graduates this year in China, but many of them can't find jobs in the country's tough market. Now, Beijing has unveiled plans to boost employment by launching a 100-day recruitment campaign. Let's bring in Han for more on China's job market. She's the president of the Beijing Belt and Road Cooperative community. Thanks very much for joining us. Now, what are the main drivers behind the high youth unemployment in China?
I think there are many factors. Actually, it's been difficult, it's been difficult for the young, fresh graduate from universities to find a job immediately after graduation. It's been for almost 1 decade. The long-term reason is because of the slower economic growth rate since about 10 years ago. And the immediate reasons or factors are because of the COVID, because of the recovery of the country's economic development, also because of the transformation of the industrialization. So this being hard. And also, you know, we are not only seeing the very low, the record low of the job rate, the employment rate. We're also the very low, the record low of the marriage rate as well as the birth rate. So these are all the indicators of the ever slower economic growth in China, and also indicating that we need to focus more on the quality development instead of the quantity development.
And what are the kinds of opportunities that people are going for, especially those college graduates? Are they flooding particular markets with not enough opportunities, and are there sectors that need more people to try and qualify for?
This is a very good question. Actually, there are several sectors that are needing more talents down the road. For example, foreign trade has always been one of the pillars of the China's economic development since the opening up and the reform. And it's been this way even after the COVID. And we have been saying that there are new types of the drivers of the foreign trade, which is the electric vehicle, the solar cells, as well as the lithium batteries. These are the 3 main sectors, and these expanded sectors built around these main 3 sectors will be needing more talents down the road. So I think the government needs to find, you know, more detailed policies to drive the talents, to match the talents with these new 3 sectors, as well as expanded sectors.
Is it also a case of looking at even younger, you know, populations, those that are in high school and even primary school perhaps, planting that seed earlier on about where, you know, the younger kids of China should be positioning themselves for later down the line?
Wow, that will be giving us so much burden to the younger kids now, because the Chinese, given the tradition, the Chinese kids, or the educational market in China has been very, very competitive these days. After the COVID, the situation is getting more fierce. So I don't think, I like the word of planting the seeds, meaning that there are certain areas that will be leading longer preparations towards the job market, such as the artificial intelligence, the computing science. Usually in the past, we will divide a child like you're more liberal arts oriented, or you're more scientific STEM oriented. But maybe in the future, you know, there will be the combination of the liberal arts and the STEM sectors. So kids will be needing to prepare for all around sectors instead of this hugely divided sectors.
Very good point. Really interesting conversation. Thanks so much for your time, Han.
Thank you.